It was just another dead evening in the outskirts of Saratov. Vadim sat in front of his dusty old Horizont TV, shoveling half-cold dumplings into his mouth and scratching his belly. The screen hissed with static. The antenna picked up more ghosts than channels. 32, single, unemployed, and bored to death, Vadim liked to joke that he was just like his country. Reformed, but never improved. The guy lived alone in a one-bedroom apartment that smelled of dust, smoke, and hopelessness. Nothing changed in his life, until something started scratching. At first, it was just a soft rustle at night. Vadim figured rats, maybe, or roaches, whatever. It was the 90s, the whole damn country was infested. But then he found something weird. A chicken bone under the table. Clean. Picked down to the white. He hadn't eaten chicken in weeks. "Bastards," he muttered. "At least leave some meat next time." He bought traps. The traps stayed empty. A few days later, half a sausage disappeared from his fridge, then his cigarettes. And that smell. Not the usual kind of apartment smell. This one was sweet and rotten, like wet plaster mixed with something long dead. He called maintenance. They laughed. "What do you want, man? It's the 90s. Everything's rotting. The pipes, the walls, the people. Live with it." So he did. After a week of sleepless nights, Vadim started to hear footsteps. Someone walking softly around his kitchen while he lay in bed. Sometimes he heard the fridge door click. Once he got up and checked. Nothing. Only smudged fingerprints on the handle. He tried to laugh it off. "Guess I've got a house spirit," he said. "A bum instead of a brownie." But the joke stopped when he woke up one night to quiet laughter. Not loud, muffled, like someone trying not to be heard. He turned on the light. Silence. Turned it off. The laughter again from the kitchen. He grabbed a kitchen knife, heart pounding. The fridge was half open, and it was breathing, a slow, damp exhale. The next morning, he unscrewed the vent cover, shone his flashlight inside. Dust, cobwebs, and something shiny. He leaned closer and froze. A human eye blinked back at him. The flashlight fell. When he picked it up again, the eye was gone. He stopped eating at home, just drank. Beer helped. Beer always helped. Beer made you brave enough to live in the 90s. Every evening, he sat at his table, staring at the fridge. "Come on out," he'd say. "Let's talk, neighbor to neighbor. I'm friendly." Silence. Next night, a whisper. Then a voice. "You're not alone." Vadim nearly dropped his bottle. "What?" "You're not alone. We're here. All of us." A woman's voice, faint and dry, like it came through a rusty pipe. That night, he lost it, grabbed a sledgehammer and went to war. One hit, plaster cracked. Second, something started oozing out, thick, gray, foul-smelling. He smashed again and again until a piece of wall broke away and screamed. Behind the drywall was a photo, a woman holding a baby, smiling. Old, yellow, nailed to plywood. Below it, a jar. Inside the jar, a headless doll, soaked and rotting. Vadim dropped the hammer and started laughing. Loud, hysterical, ugly laughter. The kind that doesn't stop until someone drags you away. The neighbors called the cops. When they arrived, Vadim was sitting on the floor whispering, "Not rats, people. I figured it out." The cops glanced at the hole. Empty. No jar, no photo, nothing. "Buddy, you're drunk or insane. Maybe both." They left. 3 days later, the neighbors complained about the smell. Maintenance came again. They pried up the floorboards and found a narrow crawl space, barely wide enough to crawl through. Inside, a sleeping bag, empty cans, gnawed bones, and a stack of photographs. Photos of Vadim, sleeping, eating, drinking, all taken from inside the walls. They found Vadim a week later, sitting on a chair, wrapped in a bedsheet, staring at the cracked wall. On the plaster, written in black marker, "Now you're one of us." The vent behind him was whispering, softly, rhythmically, like it was breathing. The apartment was sealed after that, but the old TV still works. Faint static hums through the empty room. And sometimes, if you listen closely, the static almost sounds like words. You're not alone.